Hello, Nick. So I've got some quick errata that I need to point out from my playthrough, actually my victory point determination of my Montenotte quick playthrough. I put a note on the video, the last video, but I thought maybe I better just been meaning to make a video just in case somebody's watching it and they didn't read the comments because I majorly flubbed it up. Been meaning to get to it, but just been busy. Even though it is just oh my god, it's just a sweltering hellscape outside for I don't know. Seems like the past month out here. Um, I've been trying to walk every day to get a little bit more healthy, but it's like, man, by the time I get back, I'm just drenched. It makes it very unmotivating to go out and get that exercise in, to say the least. But it's important. Um, anyways, yeah, and I don't know. It's weird. I like thinking back to when I was growing up, like, over the summers. It's like there was maybe a day or two that it's like, as a kid, that I'm like, man, it is too hot. I don't want to go outside and play, even though, I mean, that's what you did. You played outside every day. But man, now I don't know if I'd ever want to go outside as a kid. It's just too much. Anyways, sorry for the sidetrack. So, if you remember, in my victory point determination, the coalition, the Austrian side, Austrian army, had called a general retreat. They had got their baggage train off, and I gave them four, and that ended up giving the coalition a marginal victory, I think it was. Yeah. However, and I based that on the fact, reading here, if he makes a general retreat, the exiting player receives 4 VP for exiting each friendly baggage train, and 1 VP for every 5 combat units exited. And then exception, the total number of VPs for exiting units may not exceed the total number of enemy combat units permanently eliminated or awaiting recovery. So, and then in the example, whatever they talk about it. So I think my brain went to combat units here and combat units here, and I wasn't thinking about, it says total number of VPs for exiting units. So, and so I was thinking since, the baggage train they had separate from the combat units, that for some reason you get the baggage train regardless without the exception. However, the key word here is units. So the exception is the total number of VPs for exiting units. And if we look in the glossary, a unit is a combat unit, a train, or a vedette. So the however much you get from all of this, the train baggage train included, is limited by that number of enemy units eliminated or awaiting recovery. So in this case, the French had none. So of the 4 VP that got away, none of that counts. So if we go bring back the chart here, and we do away with that 4 points for exited units, and that takes this down to 4, we're going to end up being just shy of a 2-to-1 for the French. Let's get an exact number here. So 7 divided by 4, it's going to be 1.75 to 1. And if we look at that on the victory chart, so that pushes them up into a French tactical. So there you go. We got that corrected. That is very much sets my mind at ease, because I found that ability a little. That just seemed very gamey, to be able to call a general retreat, just pop your baggage trains off, and boom, you got 4 VP. It's like, I don't know how you'd, I think every game would just be a cat and mouse of, hey, I'm leaving my baggage train close enough so I can call a general retreat and then get them off at the end of the game. I do think that calling the general retreat for the coalition was a good call and helpful. I just didn't do it soon enough. I could have used, if I would have used it earlier, I could have been able to get them back since they were, had such, since Argento had been captured and we had the replacement with only a 2 command initiative. Very hard to get the whole corps in command. So if I would have done the general retreat sooner, I could have got them back into maybe a better, final defensive position, because, then most likely the leader's going to start failing again and not do it. But at least they would have been able to get somewhere to kind of put up a better defense, even though it ended up the French didn't take advantage of grabbing one of the supply sources. Mistake I also made that I didn't catch was since I was playing with that optional rule about artillery as wheeled units, it does not say. Let's see. So when it says about how they can't cross rivers or streams, except there's no ford in there, so I don't believe that artillery can cross at fords, and I did that with one of the coalition artillery, so they probably should have been forced to make a roll, which I did. I did happen to find that rule, house rule, from the Thursday Night Gamers. And they basically are allowing it. Basically, you can just choose to try to move artillery across one of those prohibited hex sides, and then you roll, and it's only eliminated on a 6. I kind of like the way I did it, where you just don't allow it at all, and if they're forced to, then you roll, and if it's a 5 or a 6, they're eliminated, because you don't want to, you don't want to encourage trying to get away with it. But I don't know, maybe I'll play this way going forward. But I found that was part of the Zucker treasure trove that he just released of all the old war game design journals that he had out. And I was just kind of browsing through one and came upon that, and I was like, whoo-hoo, got to print that baby out. All right, so that's just the quick errata addendum update. I'll go ahead and just hopefully get this uploaded. I'm going to start another video today. Hopefully I get it done and can get that uploaded so that it can be released at my normal time. I don't know if I'll be able to. I'll leave that as a surprise what I'm going to do about that. I'd love to get to be able to dig into Dago, get that started today, but we shall see. So anyways, there you go. Everybody have a great day, and I will talk to you later.